Hey everyone, David Richey here with the Richey Group, Keller Williams. Got my buddy Mike Marlowe with the Marlowe Brothers back on the line with us again. Okay, Mike, the market's crazy right now. That's what I'm seeing on my end. I'm not in it every day with the rates like you are, but there's a lot of chatter right now with rates getting higher and higher. So talk to us about if a lender or a builder says, hey, you're getting to a price point where you may want to consider buying the rate down. So what's the difference between buying the rate down or just waiting for the rates to come down by themselves? What's the better way to go?
Well, right now, I'm going to recommend paying as few points as possible, and you'll see people advertise low rates and then in the fine print, it's with 3 or 4 discount points. The problem with that is everyone's anticipating rates to drop in the first or second quarter of next year. And if you spent, let's say on a $400,000 house, you paid 3 points. You just spent $12,000 to buy your rate down from say 8 to 7.25. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then if rates fall in the next 6 to 9 months and you refinance, which you're going to want to do, if you're at 7.5 and rates fall to 6, you're going to want to refinance. You just wasted $12,000 on discount points. And we know that's coming. So I'm recommending to my buyers, get the cheapest rate you can get without points. Now, there's not very many rates that even offer no points. Almost all of them have points. If you can find 8.25 with a half a point versus 7.5 with 3 points, long term, you're going to be a lot better off at that 8.25% interest rate with half a point, because when rates do fall, we'll get back to where we have par pricing. You won't have to buy points because the market will get back to normal, and then you refinance. And that's another reason why we say, you've heard it a million times, marry the house and date the rate. The rate can change and you can improve your scenario with that. So that's what I would recommend. I would not recommend spend a lot of money on points to buy your rate down right now, because you're going to waste it if you refinance.
Okay, so I understand what you're talking about, but there may be some people on here who doesn't understand the language we were just talking about. You kept saying between a half point or 3 points. What does that mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's loan officers talking like everybody knows what we're talking about. 1 point is equal to 1% of the loan amount. So if you paid 1 point on $400,000, it cost you $4,000. 2 points, it cost you 8, 3 cost you 12. Half a point's 0.5% of the loan amount. So it's all based on loan amount, and that's what it costs to buy down when they say points.
So when you're buying down a point, how much is that buying the rate down?
A point will probably get you 1/4 point in rate or so. There's not an exact science to it because the market changes all day, every day. And it's based on risk and credit score and all these different factors. But, you figure you pay a point, you get 1/4 better in rate. And that's why I say that if you look at the difference in payment, it's just not that much. Not enough to justify spending $12,000 on points, because you would never get that back.
So I may be wrong here, but I always tell people, look, just like anything with a builder, a new home builder is giving you $19,000, $15,000 towards closing costs. It's got to come from somewhere.
Right.
So same as you're buying the rate down, I always tell people you're just pretty much paying your interest up front to get the rate back down. Is that correct?
That's all points are, is prepaid interest. So you're prepaying your interest to get a lower rate. Now, if someone's going to, if it's part of the deal and you're buying a house and the builder's offering $12,000, you'd be crazy not to take it. Because if you don't take it, you're leaving it on the table. My preference is go to the builder and say, hey, knock $12,000 off the price of the house, because then I know I'm getting something. But not many of them are willing to do that. So it's a deal where if you don't use it, you lose it.